Alright guys, this is going to be my first update for 2026. So I am no longer doing my Operation Rebuild series on weight loss. We're going to count that as somewhat of a failure. But so for 2026, I do want to go ahead and roll the tape on my weight loss for the month. All right, so we can see that I have lost 5 pounds in the month of January. I'm happy with that. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, but I will say I probably have been really digging into those meals that I've been eating. So first, I want to go with my goal list. I am using a cheat sheet, so my glasses are going to reflect. Really can't see my screen without them. But as far as January, I realized that I've been doing a weight loss journey. I started it in 2023. Kept falling off the wagon, getting back on, falling off the wagon, giving up for a few months at a time. So this month, I really dived in that I'm going to build. I'm going to build sets and goals to work upon for each month. Or had to pop an ankle there. For each week in every given month. So for January, my goals were no fast food, no energy drinks of any kind, 2 cups of coffee if I was using creamer. I'm trying to eliminate sugars as much as possible. I have switched over to an organic half and half, so just cream and milk. I do put natural honey from a local source right down the road from me. Sugar is sugar, but I'm not going to get rid of every part of sugar. So I am allowing myself to be able to do natural sugars. Animal-based meals only. 99.9% of this month, strictly animal-based. I did awesome. I tried an MRE that we got for Christmas. My wonderful mother got us some camping meals. Not an MRE, I'm sorry, a freeze-dried meal. So I did try a couple bites of one of those, breakfast one. I don't really count that as that I ate anything that I shouldn't have. It was just trying out one of the meals. Another goal was to fast once a week for 24 hours. When I first started fasting a while back, I loved it. I fell in love with it. It was easy to do a 48-hour fast. When I quit fasting, and I fell off the wagon, trying to fast again was horrible. I just could not do it. I was constantly starving. All of January, it was very easy for me to do my 24-hour fast. So I will say I'm proud of myself. I've kept up with that. I've done awesome. Another one was to do the lower back ability program at least 3 days a week. I've been doing it 4 days a week. I usually would skip out on Fridays. I think I was just a little lazy. My wife didn't work on Friday, so when I come home, I'd really like to hang out with my wife. So the last goal of the month was to walk 5 miles a week, so like a mile a day, with intentional walking. So my legs are still, like, when I stand long periods of time, or even just when I get up and start standing and not moving, my legs do feel irritated. Behind my knees or my calves, there's kind of pressure buildup. I really didn't think that I would be able to walk a lot. I walk a lot for work. I don't want to count that into my steps and my mileage, but I went ahead and I marked that one off for right now. It's a little bit of a concern that I haven't been able to steadily walk the miles, but I didn't want to overdo it. So I've marked that one off for right now. With all that said of my goals, I crushed all those enough for me to be happy with myself. I'm very proud that I stuck with that just for the 30 days, because usually I do fall off at least 3 or 4 days a month. But let me go ahead and go with some updates. So alrighty, if you've watched any of my videos or me looking back at this, the whole point of my weight loss journey was after I got hurt. I messed up my neck and my lower back when I got herniated discs. The last couple of years, I kind of just got tired of excuses to why I can't do anything that I used to do and enjoy anything. So I'm trying to lose the weight to get somewhat back of a normal life. I did have a laminectomy, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to go down my list here of topics so I don't repeat myself a lot. So, an update, I have seen, I believe in my last video, I mentioned that I have spoken with 2 separate surgeons. One wanted to do a fusion and said a second laminectomy is out of the question. The other one that I saw told me that he feels if I should do the laminectomy first, revision laminectomy, and then if it doesn't work, do the fusion. Personally, I'm afraid of a fusion, and after doing more research into a revision laminectomy, I'm afraid of that as well. Right now, I don't know. I know that I'm eventually going to have to do something. I can't continue living like this. I'm definitely crushing some nerves, or my disc is bulged out, and it's definitely affecting some nerves. It's affecting my back and my legs. So I'm eventually going to have to make a decision. I don't feel 100% comfortable with the decisions placed in front of me just yet, or at least with the surgeons themselves. The second surgeon, I did like him a lot more, but I just didn't think to ask enough questions, so I will eventually be going back to him to ask him more questions. But I plan to see at least 2 more surgeons before I make my decision. So as far as back pain, it has been steady, maybe at a steady 5, which I want to say that's just, a lot of discomfort and uncomfortableness, not so much constant pain. It can go upward to about a 7-ish on some days, but it hasn't been as consistent. But I also don't do a lot of physicalness or things that I really enjoy doing. I go to work, I come home, and that's really it. So I haven't needed any pain medication this month, so that's a plus. I have started taking pain medication. So I got hurt in 2018. Was always just, muscle relaxers, all that kind of stuff. Quit taking any of that stuff. I try to be as clean as possible when it comes to that. But the last 3 months, I was finally put on actual pain medication, and I try to take it as scarcely as possible. I don't like taking that kind of stuff. So I haven't had to take any in January, so, kudos to me. Let's see. But I'm not really pushing it. I'm not doing a lot of bending when I can, or I'm just trying to avoid bending far. I definitely can't lift anything. I don't test the waters like that right now. So sitting, I don't know if you can tell, but I am kind of hunched in different positions and moving a little bit. I've been sitting for a little while, but if I sit long periods of time, it is very uncomfortable. So I'm just trying to find that balance between how long I can sit and stand. So my goal for now, I'm trying to slowly we are trying to put back a few months worth of income. For one, if I have to have this surgery, one income is just not going to make it. So we're trying to slowly put back a few months worth of bills to kind of help offset while I'm off. I would not be able to get short-term or long-term disability. You got to pay for it through my work, and I opted out. I didn't really think that I would need it. I think I was just trying to avoid the idea of surgery altogether, but we're trying to build a savings to kind of offset that. And if we don't use it all, we're just throwing it some debt. We're also trying to get rid of debt, but we paused our debt journey, paying off our debt, to try to put a few months back, because we don't know when my body's going to say enough is enough, and I might have to have that surgery right now. I'm trying to avoid that thought, but I'm trying to just be as realistic as possible. So while we're trying to put back a few months, I'm also trying to focus a lot on the lower back ability program. His name is Brennan or Brandon. I never get that right. But I've been doing a lot of research on him, watching a lot of his podcasts, a lot of the people in there who have similar problems that I've had for years. I do have a little bit of faith in this program. I've done physical therapy every year for 6 years. 9 times out of 10, I come out hurting. Within about a half hour, it definitely onsets and it's miserable. Doing the lower back ability program, and again, there's still some parts in it that I skip, but doing this program, I don't have the flare-ups that I have doing your regular physical therapy. That's the first thing I noticed that caught me so off guard. And when I'm talking to my doctor about certain exercises or certain, like positions of doing things, and I'm like, why? How come I've never been told this out of the 50 physical therapists that I've worked with? And funny enough, he said that a lot of the times physical therapy, it's so basic they want to get you in and out, and unfortunately that's the way healthcare is. I don't want to get into that rabbit hole of things, but in a small town that I live in, there's a lot more get them in, get them out, don't worry about it type of mentality in the system, or at least from what I've seen. But I digress. So I'm focusing so hard on making sure that I put a true effort into the lower back ability program. Maybe one day, Brandon, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry that I can't remember which one. But maybe one day he's going to see the videos that I'm putting that I trying his program. I tried it for a week, stopped. Tried it a month later, stopped. But now I'm a full month in, but I will say I haven't seen changes. But it is the long game. You got to be doing this for months and be consistent. Actually, I can't say that I have no change. Anytime that I'm doing anything that causes like a little bit of pull or a jar in my body, I will notice a flare up coming. Sometimes I notice it like an hour before it comes, like it'll be affecting my foot, and then I'll start having a horrible back pain. But I was moving something at work. I felt it in my foot and I knew it. I was so pissed. I knew that I was getting the flare up. The foot irritation was there for about an hour, and then the flare up never came. I was so shocked. The flare up didn't come. So maybe that's thanks to you, Brandon, with your lower back ability program that I'm trying to follow religiously. So shout out, I do thank you for making this program. There's still a lot on it that I haven't been able to do. I don't have the equipment on some things, and I'm very, very bare bones doing what I can. But I thank you for making a program like this affordable. I thank you for just being there. You really have no idea, kind of tear up a little bit, but listening to other people who know what it's like to be in pain and to know what it's like to be in pain and feel that there's no way out, and then they come across something that gives them hope is very important. I'm going to skip that, guys. Another big focus is I am focusing a lot on my weight loss. Right now, as you've seen, I'm 266? Whatever it was. I want to get down to at least 200 pounds before I do a surgery if I have to do one. Reason being is, my wife is going to be the one to help me get in and out of bed and go to the restroom and all this stuff. And I need to be at a weight that she can somewhat manage, in a weight that I can help myself move around. I really need to give my body a fighting chance to heal. And me just being a slob all the time, it's just not going to work. So with all that in mind here, I'm either all this with the lower back ability program, the losing the weight, to doing what I can do. I'm either doing this to prevent a second surgery altogether, which I would love, or I'm at least giving myself an easier healing process to look forward to. Let me skip down to some more of my notes. So also, with the lower back ability program, and guys, I've done all the research that I could possibly do when it comes to every con that this planet has made for people with back problems. I have tried decompression. but that was at a chiropractor's office, and it was like a 20-minute quick decompression, and it hurt like crazy. It was horrible, but it was just kind of pulling you apart, letting go, pulling you apart, letting go, and I kind of felt like it was just like get them in, get them out. Don't know if that was the case. It could just be my mindset over the years. I've kind of grown more negative towards things, and I don't like that mindset, but it is what it is. But I have been doing a little bit more research, and I have found that there's decompression therapy that I've seen it within 20 to 40 sessions. There's a very high success rate with people with herniated discs in their lower back. I want to say, so it was between 70 and 90%, or 71 to 89%, something like that, that they have had positive results long term. In the studies, I think it was like 90 days pain free, or their pain has been significantly reduced altogether. So I am going to say that I am going to be searching within the next week or two on places that do offer decompression therapy. I do need to speak to them to let them know that I have had a surgery already. Reading online that they do need to check and make sure that after a laminectomy you are able to do decompression without the risk of spinal instability. I'm pretty sure I'll be okay, but in our area I might have to drive a couple hours away to do the therapy. I don't know. But guys, I think that's it for January. I'm going to try to be more consistent with videos. I know that I'm kind of looking off at the camera. I'm trying to quit doing the in all my videos. I'm trying to stay on point as much as possible and try not to blabber. So I really appreciate if anyone is watching my videos, not just for the weight loss purpose, but just dealing with back pain in general. Kind of coping with life, trying to find healing. But yeah, and this continues not to be watched by anybody. It is okay. I really want to watch myself grow, and at least see things that I've tried and knew that I didn't give up. But all right, God bless, and hope 2026 is an amazing year for everyone.